Okay, I think I'm back on Pokemon right now. So yeah, kind of like a big channel return type video, I guess, in a way. But yeah, pretty much what we're gonna do to this video, I'm gonna kind of talk about like where I've been, what I've been doing. We're gonna open a ton of packs and show off some of the stuff I picked up recently. Singles, a lot of sealed stuff, and we are gonna open a good chunk of it, including some Ascended Heroes, because I know that is the big thing right now, or one of at least. Um, and then I'm going to talk about some planned content that I for sure want to do. So yeah, let's just get right into it right now. Okay, first off, I'm just going to show what I have, and then I'll discuss what I'm actually going to open. So yeah, this is just going to be mainly card stuff, and then I'll talk about the other stuff I kind of mentioned in the intro after that. But yeah, first up, this was a little before Easter, some stuff that I just kind of got surprised with by my dad. Yeah, if you know, I've talked about it before. My dad gives me a ton of cards and stuff and surprises me with stuff, and I appreciate it so much. But yeah, Journey Together, Phantasmal Flames. I'm probably going to keep this Phantasmal Flames booster pack sealed because I don't believe I've got a sealed version of this artwork. Yeah, I'm not for sure what I've got. I think I had a Heracross and a Charizard pack sealed, but yeah, we're going to keep the Gengar one sealed. I love the Gengar artwork. A Journey Together pack sealed. Honestly, I think I'm going to keep this sealed, and not as much because I'm worried about it, because I think I have a decent amount of Journey Together sealed, but honestly, there's nothing I'm really chasing right now in Journey Together, so that I can think of, so I'll probably just keep this sealed, and, you know, if I get the itch to open something, this might be something we throw in a video or something later on, because I know I've got a good little bit of Journey Together sealed. A Phantasmal Flames 3-pack with Sneasel. I think I know I'm keeping a lot sealed, and I think I might be keeping this sealed as well. And then we'll show, so this is the stuff I got for Easter. So another Phantasmal Flames pack, and this is the Charizard artwork. I love that one. That one's my favorite one. So, like I said, I can't remember if I've got a Charizard pack sealed, but if not, I love that artwork, so I'm probably going to keep that one sealed. A Phantasmal Flames Weavile set, and that's another reason why I want to keep this one sealed, because then I've got like the paired sets, and I know that pack's loose, and that will annoy me, but, and there is more coming. I'm definitely opening some stuff. We've got this Dialga 10. I'm debating if I want to open this one or not, because Dialga was my favorite of the Azure Legends 10s, and I don't think I have one of these sealed. I planned on opening that one, but since we got some stuff after, I'm not for sure. Okay, since I'm keeping most of this stuff sealed, and we might eventually open this stuff, but like I said, and there's more coming, so don't worry. There is definitely going to be some stuff getting opened. And if I didn't mention, yeah, that was the stuff for Easter. Okay, we will open the Journey Together, actually, just because, like I said, I'm keeping a lot of stuff sealed. I forgot how much stuff I want to keep sealed. The Phantasmal Flames, yeah. Stellar Crown, we are going to keep this one pack sealed. This was another thing I just got surprised with. Yeah, we are going to be keeping this one sealed, just because I can't remember on Stellar Crown if I've got this artwork sealed, and I love Galvantula. If I do find out, because I'm going to look through my sealed packs, if I do find out I've got this artwork sealed, I might eventually open this one. Okay, and then this is my big pickups. So that was, like I said, like all stuff I kind of was gifted or surprised with for like just random stuff, like I guess school or whatever, and also just like Easter, like, you know, my parents still give me stuff for Easter, which I'm thrilled about. And then we went to like a mall type area that I go to and pick up cards that I think I've talked about on this channel, but I got some singles, which we will show off. Then, after that, I went to a Barnes & Noble, picked up 2 of these mini portfolios with Phantasmal Flames. They had these. Like, this was the first time I really remember seeing cards. And I know it's calmed down a little, which I'm thrilled about. But they had these and one ETB of Perfect Order. And I will say with Perfect Order, this is my thing on Perfect Order, I will say really quickly. My favorite card in the whole set is the Promo Tyrant. So getting the ETB would guarantee that, but that is like literally the only card I'm chasing in that set. And I mean, with it being the promo, I think I can just buy it from something instead of like buying a whole ETB, because there's not really much else in that set that I haven't looked through like the full set list, but for like the chases and whatever, the only thing that I've seen in the set that I'm like really want is the promo. So my plan's kind of just by the promo. But we're going to open one of the Phantasmal Flames packs. We'll probably open this one just because the thing's so crinkled. So yeah, we'll open the Charizard pack. I would love to pull that Charizard that's in the set. So we will be keeping that one sealed. Okay, and then, oh, and one thing I do have to say, so we're about to talk a little bit about Ascended Heroes. So the other day, this was probably a month or two ago, my mom was at a Barnes & Noble and texted me a picture. I think it's actually the same one that I picked up those packs from and talked about the Perfect Order ATV. She took a picture of some of the cards in the store and said something. If I can remember, I'll show the image on screen. But she said something, whatever. But like I said, this was like kind of before I really got the Pokemon itch again. And I didn't realize how big of a set Ascended Heroes was at the time. I thought it was, because it was sitting on shelves, I kind of just assumed it was like a whatever set. And I hadn't really, like I said, I keep up with Pokemon content even when I'm not as active, like, and I'm going to talk about where I've been, whatever, later, but I still, like, watch a lot of Pokemon videos. Like, I love watching, like, Patters, all them, and I love watching, like, Wolfie's videos and some other just, I don't play competitive, but I watch a lot of, like, competitive game videos. Even when I'm, like, not as big into Pokemon, I'm always watching that type of stuff. So I still get a lot of stuff about Pokemon that I know about, but I just didn't realize Ascended Heroes was as big as it was. And looking back, I 100% would have bought the ETB. But like I said, I wasn't as big. And literally, I texted my mom and I said, so what's the price on this? And she didn't get back with me. And like I said, I wasn't as big thinking about it, so I kind of forgot about it. And then by the time I was kind of getting the itch back, I was like, I remember that she sent me something about that, and I looked and I was like, oh crap, that was an Ascended Heroes ETB. And I'm pretty sure Barnes & Noble, everything's like MSRP, so I 100% should have bought it. But obviously, you know, it's a thing to remember. And one thing, too, with that ETB, why I really want to get one and open it, is the promo is, I think, in Zekrom, which pairs, like, really well with the Reshiram, which I love. So, yeah, 100% on the hunt for a Ascended Heroes ETB. But, okay. But, like I said, now we're going to talk a little bit more about Ascended Heroes, because after going into Barnes & Noble, I went to Target. And what's funny is I almost didn't go to Target. So what happened was, so this was kind of later in the day, like it was after my college classes on I think a Wednesday, probably around like 6 or 7. I know the joke, but they had I was going through the toy section, like I was looking through a few things. Like there's a few things I like at Target that I collect. I was looking at some of the Amiibos, and they had the Galaxy Amiibos, which was the first time I've seen them in store, like the new ones. And I thought they were really cool. I was also looking at like the Hammond collection, if you know, like Jurassic Park stuff. And then also, while we were walking around, you know, I always look at the cards and stuff. And they actually had a ton of Perfect Order in the front. Like they had the ETBs and the single packs. And I was like, dang, so is it getting easier to get? And then we walked to the back, and like I said, that's where I was looking at like the Hammond collection and just other stuff like that. And I saw there was a line. I was like, okay, this is one of two things. Either this is Pokemon and cards, or this is that Nido thing. I don't know if you all have heard, but they're like these squishy things. My sister had some of these, but they've like blown up in like the past month or so. So I figured it was one of the two. And then I saw what it was, and I saw it was cards. And I talked to some of the guys, and they were like, yeah, it's some stuff. And I got in the line, and this is the first time I've actually ever stood in a line for like a place like Target. I've stood in the line for GameStop, but I think that's the only place I've stood in line for. So I got in the line and got to go up, and it was 2 per SKU. They had something else that everybody got one of, but luckily I was able to get 2 things of these. They also had the one with Larry, and I don't know if those counted as separate SKU. I assume they didn't, but yeah, I got one of each. So yeah, we got 2 sets of Ascended Heroes. We're going to be keeping one of these sealed. I guess we'll do the one with the coin more straight up, right? But yeah, I love Erica. If I pulled, I think in 151, I think I pulled both the Erica like art variants. So yeah, we're going to open this Ascended Heroes thing. And then the next thing, this is one that I'm debating on heavily. So after I told my dad, because like he knew I would kind of calm down a little too as well on cards. So I think he hadn't been looking as big, and like I would tell him like look out for like Prismatic or whatever, or 151. But he still would surprise me with some packs like you all saw. But he surprised me with a few things. 2 packs of Perfect Order, which like I said, oh, and I didn't want to see that. So the other artworks, the Zygarde and the Meowth, but we've got the Mega Clefairy and the Mega Starmie, which is hilarious, I do think. But yeah, we're going to keep both of these sealed, like I said, because I'm not really chasing anything big in Perfect Order, and I don't have any of the sealed packs, so that does get me 2 of the artworks down. But he also said, that there was some big things in line, and that the people in front of him, he was like, so what's the thing to get? Because, you know, like, even though I told him about the sets, he still, you know, I mean, how would you know what to get if you didn't? But the guys told him to grab these things, and this is what they had. They had the Mega Ascended Heroes boxes. I think you all can see that in the frame. But they had the Embor one and the Meganium one, which I'm thrilled about. But, and I don't want to complain, but I really wanted the Feraligatr one, because Feraligatr is probably my favorite. I'm growing on the Mega Feraligatr design, because I know I wasn't as active whenever all the Mega stuff got revealed. And I will say one thing, I'm thrilled about the new Mega Garchomp. I was not a fan of the original Mega Garchomp, even though Garchomp's my favorite Pokemon, and I like the new Mega much better. I do kind of wish it kept the ground typing, and it is interesting it became a special attacker, but I like having the more speed, and I just like the design better of the new one. Honestly, I could have seen them making it dragon flying with how the design is, or having levitate or something. I don't know what the ability is, but I'm thrilled about the new Mega Garchomp Z. And I know some people are like, it got a second Mega, blah, blah. I don't care. I'm thrilled to finally have a cool Mega. And I know some people, there's this guy that I follow, I think on like Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or something, and he's a big Haxorus fan. And I do wish Haxorus got a Mega, because it would have been really cool, like a Dragon Steel one or something. But as a Garchomp fan, I'm not going to complain whenever my favorite Pokemon gets some love. Especially, I mean, Charizard gets a crap ton of stuff. So for my favorite Pokemon to get a second Mega, I'm thrilled. Yeah, a little rant over. So I'm debating still. Since I'm still debating, I'm not going to open the Ascended Heroes this video. We will probably open one of those at some point. But yeah, thrilled to get some Ascended Heroes. And like I said, I'm not even sure exactly what all's in the set. I just know it's the big thing right now. And I know that sounds kind of dumb to just be opening the big set, but I know there's a few cards in it that I really like, and I know it's the big thing, because people are saying like that you're maybe not guaranteed, but you have really good odds of pulling something good. But yeah, I would love to get the Feraligatr one to complete the 4. And I need to play Legends ZA. That is something we'll probably play on the channel at some point. But Totodile is one of my favorite starters, but I'm not as crazy about Mega Feraligatr. I've always had a soft spot for Chikorita and Meganium, and I love Mega Meganium. But still, I probably prefer the Totodile line. And then Embor / Tepig, I love all the Unova starters. That's the game I started with, and literally I have a playthrough that I haven't started yet. And Tepig we did use. So I love all 3 of the Unova starters. So I love all 3 of the starters in Legends EA. So I would kind of like to get all 3 of those boxes and have them sealed, especially if Ascended Heroes is going to be like the next Prismatic. I don't know what the big card in this set is that's like supposed to be your Umbreon though. I don't know if I can't remember if this is the set with the Pikachu. It must be for it to be going as crazy as it is. But yeah, so we'll show off the singles we picked up first. Then we'll open this Phantasmal Flames. We'll open the Journey Together pack. We'll open it first just because I'm not as crazy. And then we'll save the Ascended Heroes for last. So yeah, so we picked up, these were from the same store. I can roughly remember the prices, but some of these are a little more like on the vintage side, and then some are just like regular hollows, or like regular hours and stuff. So yeah, we'll show. So I'll show my vintage ones first because I think they're really cool. Vintage and yeah, one additional card. So first up in the vintage section, we've got this Rampardos. One of these was lightly played, and the other was maybe like slightly dinged or something. But yeah, Rampardos. I love Rampardos, and I just love this artwork from the like Diamond Platinum Pearl era, because that's like some of the first packs I ever opened were like the end of Hoenn, like the really crazy sets like Holland Phantoms or something. But a lot of it when I was first getting in was the end of Sinnoh and the early Unova. So yeah, I have a lot of love for this era. And then the other card's Gabite, which like I've already talked about in this video, Garchomp's my favorite Pokemon, so picked up this Gabite as well. I think these two were, one was like $3 and one was like, they were both like in the $2 to $4 range. And then the other card, this was the most expensive card I got. I picked up Krokorok for $7. Absolutely love Krokorok. The Sandile line might be my favorite line in all of Unova, and that's my favorite region. It's not my favorite Pokemon, but it is one of my favorites. And Krokorok is one of my favorite middle stages of any Pokemon. It's the perfect transition because it's got like the build more of Crocodile, but still the colors of Sandile, which I honestly might prefer. And you know, it's crocodilian, but it also reminds me a lot of like Baryonyx, Spinosaurs, those types of dinosaurs. So yeah, I love Krokorok. So I did pick this up, and I remember it was $7 on the dot. Okay, and then this gets stored. So like I said, this is a store I've been in a lot of times. Literally, I used to go to the store before it became the current card store it is, like when it was at a different location, and when they had 2 stores even. And bought cards when they had both locations. But they had a folder now, and they used to not have a folder. But it was like organized like, if it's in this color sleeve, it's $5. If it's in this color sleeve, it's $1. And I think between everything, it was like right under 30. So first up, we picked up a Lairon. I actually think I might have bought this card, or I debated on buying it at one point, but we ended up getting it finally if I didn't already have it. I just realized it's a little off-center, or, yeah. And they had multiples of this one, so I might should have looked at it a little better. But, yeah, picked up a Lairon, which I absolutely love. And then this one, this was another 5-1. This is one of my favorite artworks, so I'm so thrilled to get it. A Yanma. I thought this was so cool. For $5, I mean, that is a beautiful artwork. And I love Yanma. Yanma is probably one of my favorite Pokemon that, like, I've not used in a playthrough. Because there's been so many playthroughs I've wanted to use in Yanmega. And I'm like, oh, it'll be perfect as my flyer. And then I go to, like, Pokemon Database and see Yanmega, or I remember Yanmega doesn't learn Fly. Which sucks because... And I think Yanmega is more of a special attacker anyway, so it's not the worst thing, but... I don't want to use a bug flying type on a playthrough when I'm likely already using another flying type. But I definitely want to use Yanmega in some playthrough at some point, or in something. So yeah, there's Yanma, and like I said, I love dragonflies. Like, I fish and stuff, and like I know a lot about like insects and stuff. Like, I had like bio classes and stuff that I love, and I mean, I'm just a big animal person. I mean, I think a lot of Pokemon people are, but absolutely love the Yanmega line because I love dragonflies, and I just love the look. So this Yanma card, and like I said, where I like fishing, like ponds and stuff, this Yanma is just like perfect, and for $5, loved it. Then we picked up this Hydrapple, which for a $5 card, I thought this was pretty awesome. I actually thought it was like a SIR at first, just because I was like, it's fully evolved. I'm surprised it's not an EX or whatever, but I think it's just a regular. But for $5, I thought it was awesome. And then this card, this was only like $1 or $2. I think it was $2 actually, but I think this is technically just a regular GX. I swear it almost looks like a fake card, but I looked it up online, and this is what it looks like. But this Silvally GX looks awesome, and it's got like Gladion in the background. I think this card is absolutely beautiful. It's such a cool card. They had multiples of this one in that folder, or in that binder, and it's like I said, it's not that expensive of a card, but it's absolutely beautiful. And I will say, I didn't look up a single price of these on TCG Player when I bought them, so I could have got absolutely like cooked on the pricing or whatever, but I didn't really care. They were just cards that I picked out that I really liked, and like I said, I think between all of it, it came out to like right under 30. Okay, now we're going to open some stuff. And I do have some sleeves beside me in case we do pull anything super crazy. But yeah, we'll open Journey Together, Phantasmal Flames. Phantasmal Flames, I would love to pull the Charizard or like the Gengar or something. But yeah, Journey Together. Can't even think what I really want to pull out of here. And I will say, it's exciting to open some packs. I think the last time I opened packs was like December. And it is, well, April. Now, I might not remember the card trick. I think for Scarlet Violet, it is one card to the front. Okay, we've got a shiny border, I will say. So, should be at least a holo or something. Okay, I think it was just a regular holo. I think I just accidentally spoiled it. Okay, Dark Energy, Sentret, Inzorwa, one of my favorite, like, just common cards. Okay, and this is something I just remembered that I wanted to talk about. I'm thinking maybe doing, like, a Pokédex folder, like, and I've kind of started this at one point, like, years ago, and just never, like, finished it. But doing, like, just a bunch of common cards, like, just a random Zorua like this could be my Zorua in the folder. And one thing I specifically want to do that I did in that old version that I want to do again, Pokemon that have like clear different, and I don't mean shinies because that's like its own thing, but like Pokemon that have like clear gender differences like Unpheasant, or that like just have variants that aren't like, and I don't care as much about like the ones that you can change like in game, like Keldeo, like it's the same Keldeo but just has a different looking form, or like Wishy-Washy, but like ones like the Hisuian forms, or like the gender difference ones, that at least if there is a card, I'd prefer to get both variants. But yeah, in Zorua, and like Oricorio. I think Oricorio, like it's permanent, whatever it is. I could be wrong on that though. Tropius, that's cool, and especially with it being the flying type one. I mean, I know it's not on the card. Swine, I'm a big Swine fan. Volcarona, Alolan Marowak, Brock Scouting, Hop Snorlax, Tyranitar, one of my favorite Pokemon, top 2 favorites for me. Kind of going with a upcoming video, and Ludicolo, yeah, so sure probably kept that pack sealed, especially because I wasn't even sure on opening it, but maybe since we didn't do this hot on it, we'll hit something big and Phantasmal. And one thing I will say with Phantasmal specifically, I don't have a clue on the pull rates on it. I don't know if this is a set that like you normally do really good on, or if you do bad on. And here's the folder, so yeah, you get Garchomp. I sound like an idiot. I guess because I was thinking Dragon type, but Mega Charizard X, Gengar, Mega Charizard Y, and Diancie. Is that the pack arts for this set? Oh wait, it wouldn't be on this one. Oh yeah, we've got the set here. Oh wait, no, that's not the pack arts. Yeah, because yeah, it's Heracross and Lopunny, or not Is it Lopunny or... Oh my gosh, I can't remember the rabbit. Is it Lopunny? Oh yeah, it is Lopunny. Baneri's the little one. That's what I was getting confused with. But yeah, for some reason, I was thinking maybe it would be all 4 of those. So yeah, they could have done... But I actually prefer probably this set of 4, but they could have easily done that for the pack arts too. Okay, Phantasmal Flames. I've only hit one thing between all these packs. And I know I should probably keep these better on screen because then people could think whatever, but I ain't going to read. Okay, so code card. 1 card to the front. Like I said, between all this stuff, I would like to just hit one thing. Right now, my favorite thing is that reverse holo Tyranitar, though. So, Water Energy, Smeargle, Gligar, Palmy, Piplup, Honchkrow, Blowtorch, Cresselia, Ghastly Reverse Holo, Jigglypuff Reverse Holo, and Vileplume Holo. So far, not so good. But Ascended Heroes, this is the one that like I've heard has like crazy good pull rates too. I think that's another reason why the set's so popular. I was watching something, I don't know how true this is, but somebody was literally saying like, for most packs, like if you were going like off the value of every card you got in the pack, and I don't know how accurate this was, and if this was like more of the time when I watched it, but they were saying like if you open like Phantasmal Flames, like the ROI per individual cards is like $3, and something else in so many other sets. But they said for Ascended Heroes, I think you're like expected almost $7 worth of cards per pack. And like I said, I don't know how accurate that is, but because it was literally just a video I happened to see on Instagram. But yeah, that was the case. So I'm guessing that means that, at least if that video was right, this Ascended Heroes must have crazy pull rates, which would make sense why it's such a big set right now. Okay, so there is 1 pack out. Second pack out. Okay. Here's our Erica coin. And our Erica's Tangela promo, which is a pretty cool promo. Because like I said, I love the trainer Pokemon, even if they're just like the basic ones. Okay, so 2 packs of Ascended Heroes. Here we go. And like I said, there's more after this video, but after this part, that'll be it for like the card opening. So if that's all you cared about, then you will be free to go. Okay, 2 packs of Ascended Heroes. Ugh. I would just want to pull something cool. Like I said, it's been so long since I've opened packs, and especially since I've hit something crazy. I don't know why. I need to get like a better setup for opening packs, so then I won't be as motivated. Okay, 1 card. Yeah, okay. Water Energy, Ghastly, Swirlix, Ins Vanillish, Skitty, Dragonair. Love Dragonair. One of my favorite cards. I was thinking about this the other day. Literally, my favorite card in 151 is that Dragonair, which I did pull actually, so I'm thrilled about that. Electrike, Air Balloon, Entei Reverse Holo, and I love the Reverse Holo with the fire print. Erica's Tangela. So yeah, we got a second Erica's Tangela and Colossal. Not so hot, but we've got another pack of Ascended Heroes to go. I look over at those boxes and it's like seeing that Green Goblin mask meme. Cowards for not opening. Okay, 1. Okay. Huh? Electric Energy. Metacham. Oh wait, wrong. Dratini. Snorunt. Team Rockets Meowth. I do like that one. That's another one that I like. Premium Power Up. Bayonet. Okay, Prism Energy. Wurmple. I actually do like that one. One of the like derpier artworks. Larry's Rufflet and Inspiration. I do love Inspiration, but yeah. Dang. Do we open in 1 more pack of something? We open 1 more pack. I want to, but I don't at the same time. We're going to resist the urge, because if we open another pack and we don't hit anything, I'm just going to be mad. I mean, not like super mad, but you all know what I mean. But okay, so that'll be it for the opening, and then we will talk about the other stuff I talked about at the beginning. I did just want to show this. I forgot on these two MP. I think that's mid play or something. I can't remember what the MP means. But that was the goodbye, and the LP was the Rampardos, which is lightly played, I believe. The colors on this one are kind of funky looking. I don't know if it's like just faded or it's bent. I mean, I think it's really hard to like fake the holos, and especially I don't think anybody would do it for like a $3 card. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But that's it for the card opening section. And like I said, we'll talk about the other stuff I was doing now. Okay. Now, really quickly, the other stuff I wanted to talk about. Well, I guess not super quickly, but yeah, I'm just going to talk about it. So where I've been. Yeah. I mean, I've still been doing stuff. I mean, I've still been posting videos here and now. It's been like I think I've had like. I think I looked, it was like 5 or 6 videos in the last year. I've still recorded a few things here and there, but I've uploaded most of the stuff because it's been more like timely videos, like whenever I hit Destined Rivals or Black Bolt White Flare. I actually did a video of Black Bolt and White Flare that I need to upload. I think I got 2 booster bundles that I thought I uploaded the video for, but I just don't think I ever ended up uploading it. So we will eventually upload that video. But yeah, I only did like a few videos. Like I said, they were kind of timely videos, like a new set or like whenever I talk about the new games being announced. But yeah, I don't want to say I've lost interest in Pokemon because I definitely didn't. Because like I said, I've still been keeping up with a ton of Pokemon stuff. Still watched a ton of videos. Kept up with like the starter announcements. Was keeping up with all the new megas. And I can't remember if I talked about them. Maybe I might have in 1 or 2 videos. But yeah, I've still been keeping up. But like I said, I've just not been posting as much. And there's a few reasons. For one, college. But that's an excuse I can use for almost anything. Just it does take up a bunch of time though. But also, I've talked about this before, but I have multiple channels, and I just kind of fluctuate between them, just kind of whatever I'm more interested in at the time. And I mean, just to be honest, I think there's 2 big reasons why I was kind of less interested in Pokemon and was more interested in some of my other stuff. Like for example, I kind of been working on my Nintendo/gaming channel because like the Mario Galaxy movie, and I've been playing Mario Galaxy and stuff, which has been super fun. I'll put a link to that channel. But yeah. I've been doing some like other gaming stuff, and then like I know I had a little period of working on some of my other channels too. But yeah, but the reason why I was kind of less interested in Pokemon specifically was, I mean, it was just, and it wasn't anything to do with the games. It was all, well, the cards. Just the cards were becoming too big of a price, and not even just financially. Like they were taking up so much time. They were taking up a ton of money, and like as a college student, I mean, I'm in a good financial situation, like a lot better than a lot of people, but like. Not like stupid money, but it's a lot being in the Pokemon hobby right now. You have to luck up to even be able to find product, or you have to go stand in lines to be able to get. Well, there's some stuff, like I said, like you can start to find some stuff on shelves right now, but it really has gotten to a point where like or it did at least, where you had to spend so much time, and then also you felt like you had to go for every single drop, like. And you just buy stuff no matter what. Even you'd go to like GameStop and pay over retail, or at least that's what I was. And then I realized there was a point where I was like, okay, I have to chill. And that's pretty much what I did. So I bought less stuff and I almost went cold turkey and would just open stuff here and there and show you all what I got. And unfortunately though, I did miss out kind of, and I mean, I know some of this stuff's still coming out and I want to get more of this stuff but I want to get more Black Bolt and White Flare, and I don't think any of those sets are getting restocked right now. And they might be getting reprinted or whatever, and I might just have to pay extra for them. But I want to open more of those sets. Destined Rivals. There's so many cards I wanted to hit in that set, and I'm probably just better off buying them. But both of those sets, and those were like some of the last things I uploaded on the channel. But yeah, it was costing so much, and just you'd open so many packs and would only hit a few things. So pretty much all my like interest in like out of reasoning was the cards, even though I still love the games and everything. But whenever you're having such a negative part of one of the hobby, that's like a big chunk of the reason I like it, it just makes you not as interested in the other portions of it, including like the games and other stuff. So yeah, that's the biggest reason. Like I said, there's a few other reasons, just kind of interested in other channels. But like I said, a lot of the reason I was more interested in other stuff was because how the card stuff was. But then also, just other stuff I had to do, college and stuff, so just less time in general. So, you're just going to prioritize your time on the stuff you're more interested in at the time. So yeah. But I'm really back interested right now. I don't know if it's between the thing I'm about to talk about or just getting the opportunity to get cards again and just having the itch again. Because, I mean, I always am going to love Pokemon. I grew up playing it. Then I've always went through spurts of playing it a ton, find a new little interest, go, and then I always end up back and trying something new or going back to a different hobby. But I always end up coming back to Pokemon ever so often. I mean, I think I've had like 3 different times I've been on this channel, took a little break, come back, including this time at least. So yeah, that's kind of just where I've been. But like I said, I've really got the itch again because cards and just other stuff. And yeah, so that other big thing, Pokemon Champions. I'm really, really excited about Pokemon Champions. I still haven't played it yet. I think I'm literally going to maybe record a video after this for the first time playing it. But yeah, I didn't realize that it was, I thought it was Switch 2 only at first. And and the reason I didn't even really bother looking it up, like the last few weeks for me have been crazy college-wise. I mean, the end of the semester is always a mess. I've realized no matter what you're doing, which I mean, I knew kind of was the case, but yeah, the last few weeks, so I hadn't really been paying as much attention, and then I was like, oh, I've been seeing a few videos about Pokemon Champions, and I'm kind of interested now. And then I saw you can play it on the Switch, because I still haven't bought the Switch 2 yet, so I was like, oh crap, if I can play it, I might start playing it. So yeah, Pokemon Champions has got me very interested back in Pokemon. And the reason why is, like I've talked about, I watch a lot of competitive stuff, but I never bothered with it, because I was like, well, there's a few reasons. For one, I was like, the EV-IV stuff, like I get abilities, I get items, but the EV-IV, that just seems like a waste and just a crap ton of time. And I know they've made it easier to like manage that stuff in the newer games, but compared to like older games, I know it was like a complete headache. But dealing with that kind of stuff. And then also, I didn't have a Switch Online account, so I would just do Sword and Shield actually did do the competitive thing for a little bit, but it was like just the CPU competitive thing, which I got like to the highest tier in, but it was playing CPUs, so I wasn't playing like really like the meta opponents or whatever. And I've debated on playing Showdown a ton, but I just never really, I was like, I don't really care about playing Pokemon without actually owning them. So then Champions comes out, and it like solves everything. The managing like EV-IV stuff seems perfect. A bunch of other stuff that I just really like. And then also, one thing that I know a bunch of people are like not as happy about, but works perfectly for me, or I'm completely fine with right now at least, is like the limitations in Champions, where like you can only use certain Pokemon right now, and there's only certain items, which I think the limitations offer opportunities that are available where there's like not all the different legendaries and everything. The limitations, I think, actually kind of make the game more fun in a certain way. So yeah, I'm excited about it. So yeah, Pokemon Champions is probably going to be a very upcoming video. So yeah, that's pretty much all the reasons I'm really excited right now. But then a few things I did also want to mention. I still have a ton of videos recorded from like the last year. I think, like I uploaded one the other day, but I think from like part of 2024, like whenever I was like picking up a bunch of stuff, and maybe, yeah, because, it's either 2024 or 2025. I have a bunch of older videos that are recorded that need to be uploaded. I have as far as I got in the Pokemon X playthrough that I wanted to get done is done and just needs to be uploaded. I've got a whole nother series that I did most of that needs to be uploaded that I think I've mentioned, but it's Pokemon Y pretty much. And then, yeah, just a ton of card videos that I see. The issue was, so I normally on YouTube like to do, I always go in the order of whatever I record stuff, but I didn't do that on this channel because I had a ton of videos recorded, and then I picked up like Prismatic whenever Prismatic dropped. So I wanted to do Prismatic videos. So my schedule got all messed up. Pretty much. So I need to get all those older videos uploaded so that way I can be just on the current video schedule, which is what I want to be. But yeah, so this content's still pretty much going to be what it's always been. It's going to be games, cards, and some other stuff every now and then. But yeah, Pokemon X playthrough, certain older card videos that I didn't get uploaded are going to go up. Not certain, but all the ones I didn't get uploaded are going to come up. And one thing I will say, and I do this for a lot of videos, I will list in the description the date the video was recorded. So if you're like, how did he get that set right now? Because that thing hasn't even been in stock for however long. I will put in the description, this video was recorded on December 24th, blah, 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 whatever year. Because I've had that issue, and especially, like I said, where my upload schedule got messed up with stuff like Prismatic and other stuff. So if a video, I'm talking about something and it just seems off or whatever, it probably is an older video. But because as of right now, the only things I've got recorded that are like really soon are this video I'm literally recording, and like literally. So I uploaded a video yesterday that was, at the time of recording this today, I uploaded the video that's like this Pokemon card haul December 2025, because it was literally like what I got around Christmas time that I made a video, but it's just now got uploaded in April. So like this is the only thing that's like been in the last year that's been recorded that I can think of. But I am going to record Champions, and pretty much anything else that comes out soon is probably going to be older videos unless I would just record something else. And one other big thing, I'd been working on the Pokemon X series, and I don't know if you all saw this, but I had a mess up on that series at one point. So, and yeah, this will be the last big thing I talk about. So if you're not really interested in Pokemon X playthrough, you're more than free to go. But I had a video in the series that was, so I'd got like through the first 20 parts in that series and just was uploading them. You know, I'd recorded them, uploaded them. And what happened was part 22 and 21 is where it all kind of went bad. I'd recorded part 22. Trying to remember exactly how this worked. So I'd recorded both of them around the same time, and I'd uploaded them both to YouTube, like ready to schedule. So I'd made all the description stuff, the title, thumbnail, etc. for part 21, but I accidentally put it on the video for part 22 and scheduled it. So part 22 came out, and it got a few views and stuff, and then by the time it came out, I realized I'd messed up. So I went and changed everything. Like I privated the part 22 video that had the 21 info, and then I uploaded part 21 with all the accurate stuff. And I needed to re-upload part 22, but just with the updated thumbnail, updated description, all that stuff. And I pushed off on that video for a year because of well, a few reasons. Let me see. I took a picture of what I wrote in the notes. So yeah, I put in the description the reasoning. And if I can remember, I'll show it on screen. But yeah. So like I said, I accidentally uploaded the wrong one. And I could have uploaded at any point after, but like I said, I think I was just kind of frustrated with accidentally uploading the wrong one. And like I said, I just had kind of been less interested in Pokemon in the channel in general. So like every time I would upload a video so many months, I'd be like, oh, I need to upload that video. And I just kind of kept pushing it off. And it became like over a year since the time it was actually uploaded. So unfortunately, in the series on my channel, it is going to show like part 22 was released before 21. And that was the case, but it has been privated for over a year and has just now gotten re-uploaded. So yeah, that is the case for that. But like I said, it's finally back uploaded now. So if you were watching Pokemon X playthrough and saw part 21 and was like, what happened, or whatever, or saw the wrong one, they're both back up, and everything is right about them except the upload date is the original upload date and not the re-upload date. And if you go in the playlist, part 22 will come up before part 21, which will bug me, but I mean, I kind of just have to deal with it at this point. And like I said, the full exact reasoning I put in the description for that video. So, and I'll put a link to that video. I kind of mentioned it in the community post as well. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I know this video's kind of been all over the place, but yeah, that is it though. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all are excited to see me back on the channel, because I am really excited to be back. But yeah, a lot of cool Pokemon stuff to come. Like I said, old videos that need to be uploaded, Champions, more card stuff is definitely going to be coming. But yeah, that's it for now. Oh, and I know I mentioned like a sealed collection playlist video. I put up a lot of my sealed stuff to not have to worry about it as much, because they were kind of just laid out in like a floor. But yeah, I could still do a sealed video if you all want to see it. I don't really want to do it as much right now because I've got other stuff I'd rather do. But if you all want to see that, I could definitely do it sooner than what I'd kind of planned on right now, because that is a video I definitely want to do at some point. But like I said, not really like the top of the line right now, even though I have mentioned it in probably some older videos. But that'll be it, though. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I am out. And like I said, Champions video will probably be coming soon, and then probably some older videos will be finally uploaded. And one last thing, like I said, if the videos seem like their date might be weird because it's like, why are you talking about this now? That seems like something a year ago. The video probably could be a year or two older than what it seems like. But that is it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'm out.